It never ends. UFC 251. We got two more title fights also on this card besides the main event that we just talked about. And I want to save the bantamweight one for last just because we're talking about a legend and where he's going to go after this. But we have a co-main event, Alexander Volkanovski, the featherweight champion of the world, taking on Max Holloway, the man he beat. And to me, this is going to be – I hope Max comes out with more fire and brimstone than he did in the last fight, because wasn't Volkanovski he was almost in charge the entire fight, yeah?
Yeah, he was. Yeah, I think Holloway said maybe thought he won the fight. I didn't think it was even close.
No.
I mean, he didn't get destroyed, but there was definitely a winner in that fight, and it was Volkanovski. Yeah, man. Holloway's, I don't know, man. He hasn't lost in a long time. We'll see coming off a loss how he's feeling. He did say that he had a weird training. Everyone has a weird training camp right now, but he said he did a lot of it on Zoom. I don't know how true that is. Volkanovski said he didn't believe it, that he was just making that up. His odds went down when he said that. Like he said, I think he was like a plus 185, and he said he only trained on Zoom, and he's up to like a 230 or something.
That's hilarious.
But no, he'll be ready, man. There'll be no surprise. I would be surprised if he wasn't.
Well, what do you
game, man? He's game.
I'm hoping. I mean, Max Holloway is one of my favorite guys to watch in the UFC. I mean, you look at a lot of the beating Aldo twice, and dismantling him in the second one, especially. I think that was sort of the coming out party for Max Holloway when it came to skill and came to just straight up knowing how to. Again, sativa is wonderful, people. But like you saw this different side to Max Holloway that we didn't really see. We saw earlier in the UFC history, I believe at UFC 200-ish, to one of the 200s. It was when he stood and just had this. He pointed at the center of the octagon and swung. I forget who he fought against for that one. Leave in the comments for me because I'm an idiot. So, but
I can't remember either.
Yeah, but Max has had some violent wars. I mean, at this point, I think if he was in UFC 3, his longevity meter would be at like 10%, maybe 20%, because of how he's been, man. And I honestly think the last fight didn't really come out with a lot of fire, didn't really come out with a lot of stuff. And hopefully, because Volkanovski looked like he was just ready to kill in that fight. He was determined, whatever other buzzwords you want to say, but he led that fight for, I would say, 4 rounds. And Max had maybe some sparks of brilliance, but nothing really that could, give him the win. I mean, it's a sad thing to say. And it's definitely, you look at this fight, 21-5 Max Holloway taking on 21-1 Alexander Volkanovski. To me, this is basically a pick'em fight at this point because Max has had some time off, Volkanovski's had some time off, and they're really deciding where they're gonna go. What do you think like this fight's gonna be?
Well, I mean, this is definitely a fight that needed to happen, right? Because Holloway was champion forever. He won like 8 in a row, or how many? More than that. I forget how many it was. A lot.
Yeah, he was up there doing Anderson Silva numbers.
Yeah, he had a lot in a row, and he's a champion, and he loses the decision. So yeah, the rematch should happen, and I'm glad it's happening. Volkanovski's a tank, man. He has those tree trunk legs, and that's what he was doing the first fight. He was hacking at Max's legs, and that had that was a problem. Max is more of a striker. It's not like he's going to use those for wrestling. He doesn't really do that too much, but I'm excited to see it again, man. It was close enough the first time. We'll see how they come out, man. I forget who I picked. I did. I forgot who I picked. I can give you a pick now, but I'm not sure if I think I pick Holloway.
Okay. All right.
I'm going to go with the American, man. I said like Holloway. I like these guys both a lot, and it's going to be a good fight. I think it's going to be a decision. We'll see if Max can turn it around. Hopefully he is in shape, man. He said some weird stuff about his camp, but hopefully he's ready to go, man. I'm sure he'll be ready to go, man, pumped up.
Well, I mean, also Max Holloway said he learned some kind of move off of a UFC video game, I think it was, on like Rogan, didn't he? He said he learned like
I know I saw that interview, but I don't remember.
Yeah, I don't remember either, but it's definitely going to be one of those this is going to be one of those fights where you're like, yes, please be violent as hell. I want you
Right,
to
for
be
sure.
violent. All
Sure, man, I
right.
hope so.